coming back from a flight to Iowa. That's back in the days when I did a lot of flying. In those days, I lived in a district, pastor in a district where I went to Gunston, Colorado for an early service, and then came back to Montrose. Did that for about 5 years. Hop in the plane, get up there, land at Gunston, Colorado, and the airport at Gunston, Colorado, 10,000 feet in elevation. That's the airport. And then come back and did that for about 5 years. That was one of the funnest 5 years of ministry. I haven't done any flying for a long time now. But we were coming back with the family from Iowa, and we were going to land at Centennial Airport. And out just outside of Denver there, that's a picture of Centennial Airport on the screen. For those of you who know anything about flying, you have to develop sort of a recognition. Can you see the airport?
No.
You can't see the airport. You guys, that's what you're looking at. If you fly to California, it's worse than that. You're supposed to be able to see the airport with all the fog. There's the runway right there.
Wow. Wow.
And I was coming in and doing a downwind to the runway. It's going to do a downwind here and then come back and land right here at Centennial. And as we were flying, it's been a long flight, we were a little tired. Nice to get back home. And this for Centennial was just a stop because we lived in Montrose. We had to go over to the Continental Divide after stopping here. We're going to stop here for fuel. And as we're coming in, all of a sudden, from the control tower, these words came. It is imperative, 29 Romeo, that you turn to heading 90 immediately. Immediately. He didn't say, it is a suggestion. He didn't say, I advise you that you probably should. The control tower said what? And what's the operative word there?
Move. Get out of the way.
Imperative. What does the word imperative mean?
Probably means move.
Now understand the word imperative. That's good. Good. For our study today, it's good if you understand the word imperative. And of course, that just sort of sent chills down the back of my spine when he said that. So immediately I turned left. And on the very 5 seconds after turning left, a pt2 went right by me.
Wow.
The tower and the flight planning, when I made my flight plan from Iowa, had failed to tell me that they were having an air show at Centennial Airport that day. And someone got mixed up in their instructions. And so here I am coming in. Now when they have a air show at any airport, what do? They shut the whole airport down because they got these guys flying around all over the place. And of course immediately after that he said, you cannot land here, please direct yourself to another airport. And I threw the map at my wife, and she was there trying to busily, try to find, because we had to go to Jeffco Airport, which was clear across Denver, had to go clear across Denver, up on the north side, and that was, once we got down, the sweat was sort of dripping off there. That was quite a thing. The operative word is imperative. Today we're going to look at 2 verses in our continuing study of Romans, in which Paul uses 2 imperatives. There actually is in the Greek language an imperative which tells you something very, very important. And Paul uses these words in the imperative case, actually a verb. Imperative means, if you look it up, absolutely necessary or required. Imperative means unavoidable. Imperative means that something that demands our attention or our action immediately. Imperative is an unavoidable obligation or requirement. It is a necessity. To sum up what the control tower was telling me, that was not a suggestion, that was what? That was a requirement if I wanted to live and to protect my family that was right in the plane with me. It is imperative. You must do this now. In our study of Romans, now, up to chapter 11, Paul has been reviewing with us, and he has been sharing with us the way to salvation. And in a summary, what could we say up to now is the way to salvation? Can you summarize it in one sentence? It's hard to do. Paul's many words. It's hard to summarize Paul. And that's why you have to read the entire 11 chapters to understand what Paul is saying in chapter 12. If there is not a greater requirement for contextual study, this has to be the one. You must know what he said up through chapter 11 to understand what he's going to say now in chapter 12.